It's one of those deals where if we were playing them at Bud Walton, I think we would have got the dub. It's one of those where it's hard to win on the road.
It is. In the Southeastern Conference, really anywhere in college basketball, as we're seeing this year, not an easy thing to do. All right, we're going to take another short break here on Hog Reaction, presented by our friends at KC Insurance Partners. Again, if you want to jump in with myself and Matt Jones, do so on the McClarty Daniel hotline at 877-377-6963. More Hog Reaction coming at you on ESPN Arkansas and hitthatline.com.
You're listening to Hog Reaction. Hog Reaction is presented by KC Insurance Partners. Go to kcinsuranceharrison.com for more information.
And we're back with the action. Coke Zero Sugar might be the best Coke ever.
That's right, Jim. With an irresistible taste and zero sugar, Coke Zero Sugar is a must-try for any sports fan. So make sure you... Wait, Jim, I didn't mean try it right now. We're still on the air.
Best Coke ever? Take a taste, Jen.
Really?
No, not right now, Jen. We got a game to call.
Elect Judge Sam Terry to Fort Smith District Court on March 5th. Trusted, experienced, and fair, Terry is a former prosecutor and experienced attorney. Judge Terry has been appointed an Arkansas Supreme Court Special Associate Justice and shows his community commitment through numerous volunteer efforts. Vote Judge Sam Terry for Fort Smith District Court Judge on March 5th. The right experience and the right integrity. Early voting begins February 20th. Paid for by the Committee to Elect Sam Terry.
Do you need an oil change but don't have time to drop off your car? S&J Express Lube will let you sit in your car while they do the work, and it only takes about 15 minutes with no appointment needed. Prices start at $35.99 for a 20-point inspection service. S&J Express Lube is open Monday through Friday 9 till 6 and Saturdays 8 till noon. You'll find them at 14818 Highway 71 South in Jenny Lynn. Check them out on Facebook too. S&J Express Lube, your authorized Castrol dealer in Sebastian County. They are waiting on you now.
Walk-Ons is always a win. Whether it's a post-game celebration, drinks with the crew, or an easy weeknight dinner, Walk-Ons has you covered. Scratch-made dishes, wall-to-wall TVs, craft beers and cocktails. Dig into mouth-watering menu items like po' boys, gumbo, and voodoo shrimp, plus fan favorites like juicy burgers and fresh salads. Find your nearest location in Rogers, Fayetteville, Fort Smith, Conway, and coming soon to Little Rock, or order online or in the app. Walk-On Sports Bistro for the win.
Are you looking for a change of scenery? Lavorne Lumber is looking to hire a Class A CDL flatbed driver for a regional position. Lavorne Lumber is highly competitive in pay. Lavorne Lumber is a family-owned lumber and trucking company. Home most nights and every single weekend. Guaranteed. Lavorne Lumber has top-of-the-line equipment. If you're interested in the job, stop by Lavorne Lumber at 515 Phoenix Avenue in Fort Smith Monday through Friday from 9 to 4.
Matching down payments up to $2,500 till the end of February at Harry Robinson's Salisal Ford. Get the vehicle you've always wanted at Salisal Ford. Over 150 pre-owned vehicles to choose from and a loaded lot full of new Fords. Bring your trade because nobody will pay you more for your trade than Harry Robinson. Matching down payments up to $2,500 all month long. Harry Robinson's Salisal Ford. 1 mile south of exit 308 off I-40 in Salisal.
At Shelter Insurance, we believe insurance should adjust to fit your needs. That's why we work with you to design an auto, home, and life insurance plan that's particular to you. Insurance that fits just right. And Shelter is known for our award-winning customer service, satisfied customers, and a plan for you. Ready to check us out? Shelter Insurance. We're your shield. We're your shelter.
See Agent Jeff Clark in Fort Smith or Agent Brad Howell in Van Buren.
Joe's Grill and Cantina is already chipping away at 2024. If you have never tried Joe's Chips and Salsa, you're missing a Tex-Mex treat. House-made salsa, made daily with fresh veggies, even carrots. Try their sizzling fajita skillets, crunchy tacos, and their enchiladas with a homemade sauce is the best around. Plus a full bar and TVs all around the restaurant. Joe's Grill and Cantina. Great Tex-Mex, even better service. Joe's Grill and Cantina, 3400 South 74th Street, across from Harps in Fort Smith.
This is Hog Reaction.
Underneath Mitchell, Ellis is open in the corner, three-pointer good.
Hog Reaction is presented by KC Insurance Partners. KC Insurance Partners, local people helping local people. Go to kcinsuranceharrison.com for more information.
All right, this is a basketball Hog Reaction, but do want to give you a baseball update from not just today, but talk about a little bit yesterday. Will, you were telling me at one point it was a lower scoring affairs, welcoming the Wolf into the program, but Arkansas is what now, up 8-5? Baseball side of things right now in Bob Walker Stadium as it current stands?
8-5, yeah. I think Parker Coyle gave up 4 runs. Arkansas had a big lead for a second there, and then James Madison kind of clawed back, so it's kind of a tight game.
It's a good team, and it's a game. I know you were talking about it. Phil is about as excited as a schoolgirl to be in Bob Walker this weekend, man. I know you said the energy was infectious all this week, that just for him to have baseball season start.
Oh, yeah. This baseball team, you look at all the publications that have, they have the most top 25s at every place. Well, you got a selection committee for football. You get the top 25 AP, all these polls, but I think there were 6 of them. They all have Arkansas no worse than 5th. So there's big things expected for the Hogs this baseball season.
There's 10,000 people apparently in attendance today as well. So a lot of people in Bob Walker Stadium. So if you're there, hopefully you're bundled up and cold. It's dropped significantly. We were talking about this yesterday. So across Arkansas, it seemed like in the morning it wasn't warm by any stretch, but Matt, we kind of walked outside after the shows and it's like, oh man, it picked up a little bit. It's a little colder than it was.
Yeah, they're warriors out there, man. It's got to go out there and play in the elements. It's got to be tough on you at times, but it's still a kid's game. It's still fun, and it's always fun to win. So you might as well, if you're going to go out there and do it, you might as well win.
What's the coldest temperature that you ever played in? I know the Cotton Bowl was pretty freezing back in the day, but I would guess it's an NFL stadium of some sort. Yeah,
the Cotton Bowl tie was pretty cold. That's for sure. But there's a couple of those games. We played a game at the Cleveland Browns that was it was pretty windy. That's the thing. That wind starts cutting through you. There was a game up there in Foxborough one evening that was pretty cold, but. Yeah, man, you're loving it though. It's still game time. You got the heated seats. You got the big heated jacket. So it's all first class.
So what did you guys think of Arkansas today, coming out pretty hot? I mean, Caleb Battle beats out a couple guys, gets himself a layup straight off the back, and then they score again. Mississippi State responded and then jumped back on Arkansas pretty quick. But I think I was encouraging to see them again, especially a place that Mississippi State, you haven't beaten them since 2015. They've lost 2 games all season by combined 9 points. I was at least happy with how they started today, Matt.
No question. Only 6 turnovers this game. I thought we played under control. We've lost a couple games this year in the first 10 minutes, and so that was important to get off to a good start and not let the game get away from you. I think it comes back down to, Ty, is hitting open jump shots, man. We still – too many open threes where they're uncontested and just nothing. Couldn't find the back of the cup.
All right, let's talk to Joe in Avoca on the McLarty Daniel hotline. Joe, welcome into the program.
Hey, Ty and Mr. Jones, how you doing?
Yes, sir.
I thought I didn't tune into the game till there was 17 minutes and something left in the second half because I figured, they'd probably be down by 20 or something. And when I tuned in, they were only down by 2 or 3. And I watched the whole second half, and they don't look like a team that's give up the rope, if you know what I mean. They look like they're still trying. So I'm proud of them for that.
I agree with you. I was proud with the effort that I saw today, especially on the defensive end. Again, they still got issues, and they still had some dudes that they left. But
one turnover in the second half.
They just had one. Wow,
that's what I had. That's what I had down. I mean, we played. The second half was about as good as basketball as we could play.
Yeah, and that's again. Let's see. They shot 48% in the second half. So yeah, Joe, I think a lot of fans, if they actually took in the game, feel similar to how you felt.
I'm still rooting for them. I ain't give up on any of them. I still like them. And now, as for the baseball team, I know it's cold out there. I've been feeding the birds and the dogs and everything else and the deer, and they're flocking to it today. So it's going to be like, I can imagine playing baseball when it's this cold. I never have, but I grew up in Southern California, believe it or not. Just when I was 18 in 1975, I moved here. But anyway, go Hogs.
A little different weather going from Southern Cal to here. My little sister called me today. Apparently, she's going to have her wedding in Santa Barbara, California.
Nice.
Which I've never been to.
How cool is that?
Decided to cross that off the list. You always take notes. What else you jot down during the course of the game?
Well, is that close to Catalina Island?
Man,
over there?
It's like Fresno. I was like, dude, I am so unfamiliar with Cal. The only place I've ever been to is San Francisco, but it's kind of close to this Fresno. See, Montecito. You say Montecito? Is that what you said?
Catalina Island.
Okay.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah. I'm trying to look at this list, but yeah, I'm so Naples. I didn't even know I know there's a Naples, Italy, but a Naples, California. But yeah, trying to figure out the flight situation to get out there at some point.
One of the things I thought we did better at when looking back, we did play tough D. That's for sure. Needed to make shots. We didn't make, but I thought our transition D. I was trying to look to see what these points were, and not necessarily as far as I don't know how many of these come up as fast break points. But I thought our transition D, as far as calling out our man, stopping ball first, coming back together, I thought on a whole it was some of the best that they had played.
Especially, and you always point this out, and I didn't notice it until you start saying it. Not only has Arkansas given up transition buckets this year, which just happens during the course of missed shots, but what is infuriating to me, and as a head coach, Matt, is when Arkansas scores and then gives up a wide open layup.
Yeah.
Like, it's one thing to not. Like missed shot, wild shot, it carooms out, guy gets it, goes for a fast break. But Matt, how many times have we seen this basketball team make a shot and then give up a transition bucket?
That's the thing right there. Easy buckets. With this team has given up way too many easy buckets, and not this game. This game I thought we did better. We're learning from our mistakes. We're growing as a team. You could see that. We made Mississippi State. Man, they had to work for that. It was a game. They had to work for it. They stayed true to who they were. They kept attacking. But what happened was I thought they just hit a couple more shots that we couldn't find a way to hit some open threes. And they had that little guard. I was it number 11, number 13. They had the guy that they had their little guard hit a couple threes late for him. And that was kind of the key. And then I mean, they crushed us on the glass again. We got to be a little better. This is where you need Graham. We missed Graham 17 minutes tonight.
Yeah. 42-27 on the glass, Matt Jones. That is not a again. I expected them to lose that category, but maybe not to that much. And the paint, but 40 to they scored 40 points in the day, and you scored 30, so you also got to the rim a little bit, but. You mentioned the fast break. Matt, they only scored 5 points on fast break, only accounted for 7% of their total points. So, yeah, you'll take that each day. I know that's not their specialty, but Arkansas has given up what seems like an absurd amount of fast break points this year. So, pretty successful on that side of things for them to stop them and stone them in there.
And I know it was Devo one time, and I expect this out of Devo because he's a veteran. But he was underneath the basket, he was around the block and it was a transition, and he came up he left his man to stop the ball. And a lot of times this year, he's been kind of stuck to his man a little bit, and so it was like no, you got to stop the ball in transition, right?
I mean, we get taught in elementary school. What's the first thing your pops used to say? I know your pops is a football coach. What he used to say? Stop the ball.
That's
like
right.
How many times do we hear that growing up? So yeah, that is nice to see. I want to ask you about this, Matt. Lisa texted on Facebook via the McCarty Dinner Hotline saying, "I'll always be a Hog fan, but I'm just hoping they go to NIT." Would Arkansas be better off not going to an NIT and solely focusing on recruiting? Not that the same amount of game prep and everything would be used for an NIT game, but would it just be better if they don't qualify for the NIT and Muss and his staff can solely focus on recruiting at this point to get ready for next year?
Absolutely not. It's a chance to get some of these guys some meaningful minutes. It's a chance to hang a banner. If you could get in this NIT tournament, you could get some home games. You could get some momentum. It's a chance to win. It's a chance to build some momentum going into the offseason is what it is. I think anytime you get an opportunity to go out there and compete and go out there and represent your school, and there's film on you. That's what they're doing. They got the film on you. Go out there and play hard. Go out there and try to win. I think anytime you get an opportunity to hang a banner, you should take advantage of it.
And then like we were speaking to earlier, maybe some of the younger guys get to play them a little more to this point. And I wonder if it's starting to seep in the back of the minds of guys that don't have any eligibility left that, hey, I got to give him my all.
This is it.
Yeah. And again, Musk got asked that question and wasn't a huge fan of it. But I saw a team today that actually played like it, and hopefully they'll continue to show the same effort that Eric Musselman was very happy with today.
We added obviously some defensive stuff. We added some offensive stuff. And then you run into foul trouble. So Minifield's unavailable, Brazil's unavailable, Graham's unavailable, Minifield's unavailable, and then T. Mark, fouls out, as does, Battle and Mitchell. So from an effort standpoint, I know our fans, I know our locker room, I know our coaching staff, former player, nobody wants to ever lose a basketball game, but if anybody faults the effort tonight, they do not know basketball.
So again, Eric Musselman sounded like he was, even in a loss, was pleased with how his team played in the postgame with Chuck Barrett. All right, we're going to take a short break here on Hog Reaction and jump in with us via the McLarty-Dana hotline, 877-377-6963. By the way, Big C text in that way. Hog baseball's currently up now like 13-5. Is that what it's at, Will? Yeah, 13-5. So, all right. So they're starting to pull away a little bit from James Madison in game number 2. We'll give you more updates on the baseball game and more of our thoughts on this basketball loss next.
You're listening to Hog Reaction. Hog Reaction is presented by KC Insurance Partners. Go to kcinsuranceharrison.com for more information.
Get ready for adventure with unbeatable deals at Wheels RV now through the end of February. We're rolling out the red carpet for you with our exclusive employee pricing event on select in-stock trailers. That's right, you pay what we pay. It's our way of saying thank you for choosing Wheels RV. Employee pricing on select models. RV show pricing on all new and used inventory. Hurry in, this offer is for a limited time only. Visit Wheels RV today for details and to start planning your next great adventure. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
KC Insurance wants to remind everyone they are your local, trusted insurance agency for all your life and health insurance needs. They are located in the North Bell Shopping Center at 912 Highway 6265 North in Harrison. Feel free to drop by the office anytime, Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m., or call 870-517-1207 to schedule your appointment now. And don't forget, they are local people helping local people.
There's more to a tractor than just horsepower. A tractor also needs weight to get that horsepower to the ground. With TYM, a heavier tractor comes standard. Many of the TYM models weigh more for the horsepower than comparable tractors from the big names, and tractors that weigh more do more. See Bush Tractor at their new location at 6100 South Zero in Fort Smith, or log on to bushtractor.com to see how they can upgrade your productivity.
This year, upgrade your home to safe, convenient, and energy-efficient natural gas from Arkansas-Oklahoma Gas. Skip the prepayments and delivery issues, and enjoy the peace of mind knowing that your natural gas is always there when you need it. And we can help make converting your home easy and affordable too. For heating, hot water, cooking, and more, it's time to upgrade to safe, reliable, and energy-efficient natural gas. Visit AOGC.com to learn more. AOG, Energy for Life.
1.9% financing for up to 72 months on America's #1 truck, the Ford F-150 at Harry Robinson Saddle-Saw Ford. All of that, and then pair it with matching down payments. It's the time to buy a new truck.
Yes, it definitely is. You know, everybody's saying don't buy, interest rates are too high. That is just not the case at Harry Robinson Saddle-Saw Ford. Get your rebates, get your discounts. Let us match your down payment up to $2,500, and let us get you rolling in a new F-150 at 72 months at 1.9% financing.
We're talking about saving thousands of dollars over what the bank can loan you money for or anyone else at 1.9%.
Yes, you know, and all these other brands out there advertising 72 months at 3.9, 4.9. Hey, you got the #1 selling truck at 72 months at 1.9% financing.
Plus, get more for your trade, and Harry Robinson never, ever charges over sticker price.
Negative. Come down here. This is where you want to buy your new Ford.
Harry Robinson Saddle-Saw Ford. Matching down payments up to $2,500, 1.9% financing up to 72 months, 1 mile south of exit 308 off of I-40 in Saddle-Saw.
Subiaco and Scranton, if you made a resolution to get reliable internet for the new year, Wave Rural Connect can make that happen. The latest zone covering Subiaco and Scranton is now open. Make this New Year's resolution come true with internet, TV, and phone service from a local provider you can trust. Order online at signup.waveruralconnect.com or phone 1-833-492-8372. Arkansas Valley Electric and Wave Rural Connect, changing the communities we serve.
Riley Farm Dental, at the entrance to Riley Farms, provides every type of dental care and procedure for you and your family, from general dentistry, braces, implants, and cosmetics. Dr. Sparkman, Davis, and Farmer give all of their patients better lives with a better smile, more confident, and a comfortable experience every time. Riley Farm Dental, 5901 Riley Park Drive, Suite A, at the entrance to Riley Farms. Now offering same-day crowns. Call 226-3500 for an appointment or visit RileyFarmDental.com.
With over 40 years combined experience, the team at the law offices of Craig L. Cook understand the definition of work, real work, working for you. Whether you've been injured in an auto accident, on the job, a victim of nursing home negligence, or need help navigating bankruptcy, Social Security, wills, trusts, estates, or family law issues, Craig Cook will go to work for you. Call us today, 479-783-8000. The law offices of Craig L. Cook, with locations in Arkansas and Oklahoma. We work for working people.
Shop Metters Lumber True Value for great bargains of the month. Change the ambiance in your home with a 4-pack of GE's HD light bulbs for only $13.99. Pick up a 32-gallon Rubbermaid trash can for only $19.99. Be ready for emergencies with Slime Emergency Tire Sealant for only $5.99. Dirt and grime are nowhere to be found with Spray Away's Glass Cleaner for only $2.79 and Swiffer's Power Mop Starter Kit for only $27.99. Get these bargains of the month at Metters Lumber True Value.
This is Hog Reaction.
Underneath Mitchell, Ellis is open in the corner, three-pointer good!
Hog Reaction is presented by KC Insurance Partners. KC Insurance Partners, local people helping local people. Go to kcinsuranceharrison.com for more information.
Yeah, I don't know if we've talked enough about Mekhi Mitchell today, who had a career-high 21 points. And I know that we talked about Tolu Smith, who they did a great job on. But they really, again, we've seen at points they feed Jalen Graham. And there's been some really good interior passing between those two in addition to Chandler Lawson. But the offense really in the second half, Matt, was just, hey, find Mekhi and let's let him go to work.
Man, that high pick and roll, that was a thing of beauty. You could tell they'd been practicing on that because they ran that so well. Mitchell's just a big body. He's been in a purple patch. There's no question about it. I think he's really getting a tick where he might get a look at the next level. Like, there's a chance. I know he's 24. Since he's had his 24th birthday, I mean, the dude's just been playing out of his mind.
Yeah, he had 15 of his 21 in the second half. Added 2 block shots, 6 rebounds, and a steal as well. So, again, he was I know the Learfield play of the game was that dunk he had on a pick and roll, and they just kept feeding him in this situation. And you think about with Jalen Graham, which I don't know how Jalen Graham's going to be out. So with Arkansas shifting to more of that offense at times, he's going to be asked to do even more moving forward than he has really in the last couple of games where he's really shown out, Matt.
Yeah, we get A&M next. You're going to need Graham back. It tells me Mitchell's growing as a basketball player. I've always thought he's had good vision, but you don't run a lot of high pick and roll with guys if they don't know how to make the basketball play, and that's what they were able to do. You're putting them in positions to make the right basketball play. And more often than not, when they were running that high screen and roll, they made the right play.
8 of 12, so efficient. I think what people get frustrated sometimes with Mekhi is I don't necessarily think he takes a lot of dumb shots. Like, he took 1 3 that I was like, maybe in the game I was going, I don't know if that's probably, I mean, I don't know if he's made a 3 for Arkansas, maybe 1 this year, but outside of that, the guy takes good shots. You almost get more mad at Mekhi when he doesn't go up and he's right near the rim. That's where you get frustrated with him.
You want him to be aggressive. No question about it. He's improved his free throw shooting. He does. He has really good touch. He was 5 of 5 from the line tonight. 4 offensive boards. He's been playing smart. I've really liked his game. Do you like the fact that Coach keeps bringing him off the bench?
Yeah, he seems to really fit in that role. And I know last year, some starts, some non-starts. I think he started actually a good chunk of the games last season. But I like because he seems to relish it. Some guys just like coming off the bench.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you played with guys over the years that they didn't want to start. They wanted to kind of see how the flow of the game was going and then come off the bench. If he likes that and he keeps playing like that, that's just fine. But you mentioned Jalen Graham and hoping he's back for the Texas A&M game. Here's Muss after the game on just the guys that were available for this one.
To be honest with you, Chuck, I think that, we gave ourselves a chance to win if we don't have T-Mark foul out,
Right.
Battle foul out, and Kai actually fouled out. So a miracle at some junctures that it was what it was, because you look at the free throws attempted, 32 to 19.
Mm-hmm.
They're a physical team. We're one of the highest free throw attempt teams in the last 10 years of college basketball. And then you look at the free throw discrepancy.
Yeah, I know he was frustrated about that after the game, the amount of free throws that Arkansas only took 19 and Mississippi State got 32. Chandler Lawson gets that rebound after Makai missed.
He was fouled.
He got fouled.
I
There's
thought so,
three or
too.
four guys
Yeah.
that hacked him,
Yeah.
and Muss is just kind of sitting there like, what's going on? You think that Chandler gets a chance to get to the free throw line. Makai had a great look, should have made it, honestly, to begin with, and then Chandler fights, hustles, gets that rebound, got hacked, and just a no call in that situation.
Yeah, it's not the officials' fault, that's for sure. I thought, for the most part, it was slanted towards the home crowd. I do. I thought they kind of had a tendency to make the call. There was a continuation call that they made, and it was so slow and late, and the ref couldn't wait to just knock it in and say it. And it's like, that's not a continuation. That was on the floor. Yeah, and so they I thought a little bit it was skewed that way. But then also, Ty, we just got to make your open jump shots.
Yeah, and that's, again, been a struggle. I wonder, Matt, so I'm looking at Alabama, right, who's under Nate Oates, one of the best jump shooting teams year after year. Now, they fail in the postseason. They fail continuously. They lose to teams they probably shouldn't based on their regular season record. But in the regular season, they shoot the you-know-what out of the basketball. Then you play better teams in the postseason, even from conference, and they just have an off shooting night to this point. I think Muss kind of tried that philosophy a little bit where you pulled shooters. These guys haven't been that consistent this year, unfortunately, and shot. If you're Eric Musselman and you're looking, and a lot of it has to do with who's in the portal, right? Who he can actually get his hands on, and specifically, but how do you take what you did this year and maybe learn from it? You look what you did the last 3 years, and you also look what you got in high school. I mean, there's still some talented in-state kids in the next couple of years that in-state, you missed on the two this year, and Noah Boateng, who's going to Missouri, and why am I blanking on the other one? There's another talented guy that committed and I think signed elsewhere. But how do you think he goes about it this upcoming transfer cycle?
Yeah, when you look at what we had last year, you look at what we got this year. You want to get some rangy wing guys that you like to have as many. Here's the thing. I'll go back to what something Coach Nutt said. If you're not the bigger, taller athlete, you got to be elite at something. So if you're going to have a group of small guys, and we're pretty small when you go Devo, Termon Mark, L, and Khalif, that's a pretty small lineup. Well, what are you elite at? Mark's an elite scorer. L, what can you be elite at? Devo's an elite defender. So you got a couple things right there. But when you have 6, 7 guys, when you have Anthony Black, Jordan Walsh, Ricky, you can switch everything on defense. It just helps defense. We get mismatched a little bit, and then it's a game in inches. So if you got a group of small guys, and then instead of a group of longer, rangy guys, they're a little bit quicker to those loose balls.
Yeah, and I think about like Chandler Lawson, who's at 6'8". We know he's got a 7'6" wingspan, but Matt, he's given up, 20, 30, 40 pounds every single night that he plays against an opposing center. And there's been nights where he has had some success defensively, but you just get worn down to a certain degree. That's why we always talk about the big hog mollies up front, guys that used to play with Sean Andrews, Jason Peters, and whatnot. You just have to have those guys, not just in football, but basketball too. I would expect him, when I see the amount of, again, big men that don't have to be necessarily the most skilled, but you just got to have some bodies sometime. And I know that they went more with length and athleticism than actual size, but I think they're going to add 1 or 2 big men in the offseason, maybe 3 that have a little more beef on them than what they were able to this this calendar year.
Yeah, it's hard to go out there and find those 6'9", 6'10" guys that are uber skilled at this age.
Yeah.
Auburn has one right now that can make some move. Kansas has one right now.
Mm-hmm.
I think Jalen Graham was supposed to be that guy for us. You're looking at he's super skilled, and so you hope the progression goes that way. Absolutely. Go out. If you can go out and find anybody similar to a Jalen Graham, anything like that, I agree 100% with you.
Janai Broom's one of the best players in college, and has really been not talked about enough because of Dalton Knecht, the Tennessee player, and then also Antonio Reeves and Dillingham. I don't think that Broom has necessarily got his just due because Auburn doesn't play him as much traditionally as some other players in college basketball with the way that Pearl kind of cycles in, which you don't see necessarily anymore, but it's worked for Bruce Pearl and Auburn, Matt.
Man, that's going to be a fun one tonight, Ty. I'm going to have to get my eyes on that one. Kentucky is so athletic. They're Kentucky. They're a blue blood, so they have to feel like they can win any game they go out there. They just got past an Ole Miss team. They needed that victory. Because really, Vandy, that's a dub for everybody. Kentucky hasn't been playing as well. Now, Auburn went to Florida, and Florida's athletic. They run, they fast break, they get up and down the court, and that they struggled with that. So I think Kentucky, if you can, they're going to try to make the game as fast as you can. I don't know if they can do it because I agree with you in saying the best home court right now in the SEC – best home court advantage is the Auburn Tigers.
It's odd to say that, right? You're used to Auburn having that home field advantage in Jordan-Hare Stadium in a place that you used to play, but not with their basketball facility, which nowhere near was a home court advantage prior to Bruce Pearl getting back there. Well, you got a baseball update for us? I saw you turn the mic on over there.
Yes, we 13-5 now. Looking like, I think, top 8 here. Cody Frank on the mound, 2 outs, so trying to wrap it up here.
Getting to the tail end, it sounds like. It looks like from that small screen up from my vantage point that a few more fans have dipped out of Baum-Walker Stadium based on how on cold it's getting. But I have been impressed. You said it, Matt, earlier. Been impressed with the amount of 9,000 plus yesterday, 10,000 plus today. I don't know if that's sold or actual people that have attended, but Arkansas baseball fans and really Arkansas fans in general, they always show out even in it's not inclement weather, it's not rain or snowing, but it's not exactly warm there here in Fayetteville.
Man, Arkansas fans are the best in the country. There's no question about it. It's going to be warmer tomorrow. It's going to be sunshine and warmer tomorrow. I bet you there'll be another 9,000-10,000. It'll be a great day to go out there and root on the Hogs. The Hog fans travel. That's for sure. They show up. Rain, sleet, or snow, you got to love the Razorback Hog fans.
All right, we're going to take another short break here on Hog Reaction. Again, jump in with us like Lisa has, like B.E. has, like Brian has, on the McCarty Daniel hotline at 877-377-6963. And just a reminder, Hog Reaction is presented by our friends at KC Insurance Partners. Kevin and Ricky Cowan can help you with all your health and life insurance needs. Go to kcinsuranceharrison.com. More coming up with Matt Jones and Ty Richardson.
You're listening to Hog Reaction. Hog Reaction is presented by KC Insurance Partners. Go to kcinsuranceharrison.com for more information.
Get ready for adventure with unbeatable deals at Wheels RV. Now through the end of February, we're rolling out the red carpet for you with our exclusive employee pricing event on select in-stock trailers. That's right, you pay what we pay. It's our way of saying thank you for choosing Wheels RV. Employee pricing on select models. RV show pricing on all new and used inventory. Hurry in, this offer is for a limited time only. Visit Wheels RV today for details and to start planning your next great adventure. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
Warm up with hot preseason savings on your choice of New Holland equipment right now at WT Equipment. Get 0% financing for 60 months or a free loader on compacts. Choose 0% financing or cash back on mid-range tractors and on select hay tools. Or get up to $40,000 cash back on a new T7. No matter the job, hurry into WT Equipment today and shop their huge selection of in-stock inventory. Now is the best time to get a truckload of savings on the trusted quality and efficient power of New Holland equipment. Offer ends March 31st. For commercial use only. Customer participation subject to credit qualification at CNH Industrial Capital LLC approval. Standard terms, conditions, and other restrictions apply.
Matching down payments up to $2,500 at Harry Robinson Salisal Ford. It's like doubling your money. You put in $1,000, you get $2,000. You put in $2,500, it counts for up to $5,000 here at Harry Robinson Salisal Ford.
Yes, hey, Tommy, we're excited. Every time we announce this right here, we get a lot of customers, we get a lot of people coming in, taking advantage of this program, and why not? It's free money, okay? It's going to help you lower your monthly payment. It's going to put you in a better equity position for in the future. Guys, there's no reason not to come down here and buy at Harry Robinson Salisal Ford.
Tell me about your selection right now.
Tommy, we have the best selection that we have had since opening day. Me and you've been doing this since opening day, and I have not seen this many cars on our lot ever. So come down here and see us. We've got the selection to choose from.
Got nearly 200 right now to choose from.
Yep, got around 200. So come out here. We've got everything you're looking for. Car, truck, van, SUV, transit, Super Duty, whatever it is. Come down here, let us match your down payment up to $2,500, and hey, we've got the selection.
Harry Robinson Salisal Ford, 1 mile south of exit 308 off of I-40 in Salisal.
Hello, this is Sebastian County Assessor Zach Johnson here to remind you to assess your personal property by May 31st to avoid late penalty. You can do this in person at one of our 3 locations, over the phone, or online by going to www.countyservice.net. I would also like to remind any current homeowners or individuals buying their homes on contract to contact our office and check on your eligibility for the homestead tax credit. Contact us today to see if you qualify. The homestead tax credit can save you up to $425 off of your tax bill.
This ad sponsored by Sebastian County Assessor and paid for by Amendment 79.
Are you interested in saving money on your heating bills and upgrading your home's energy efficiency? Now's the time. Installing or upgrading to natural gas allows you to take advantage of high-efficiency appliances that save energy and money. From furnaces to water heaters to gas dryers and fireplaces, there's a natural gas option to fit your home and your budget. What's not to love about that? Don't wait. Call AOG today at 800-842-5690 or visit AOGC.com to learn more. AOG, energy for life.
Are you an angler having trouble finding all the bait, tackle, and more for your fishing needs? Make Awake Bait and Tackle, now located in Fort Smith next to Witts Marine on North 11th Street, is your place. Make Awake Bait and Tackle also has the largest selection of plastics in the River Valley. Reactor Innovation, Bobby Garland, Zoom, Mega Bass, and more. Check out the Daiwa Rod and Reels. Make Awake Bait and Tackle, 803 North 11th Street in Fort Smith, 479-926-9320. Also get your rod and reels repaired. Come see us next to Witts Marine at Make Awake Bait and Tackle.
And we're back with the action. Coke Zero Sugar might be the best Coke ever.
That's right, Jim. With an irresistible taste and zero sugar, Coke Zero Sugar is a must-try for any sports fan. So make sure you... Wait, Jim, I didn't mean try it right now. We're still on the air.
Best Coke ever? Take a taste, Jen.
Really?
No, not right now, Jen. We got a game to call.
Do you need an attorney that you can actually speak with? You need Hickey and Hull Law Partners. The attorneys at Hickey and Hull understand the importance of client communication and are taking the time to meet you, respond to emails, and return calls. Every case is important, and they strive to give each one the time and attention it deserves. Call today, 479-434-2414, or visit them online at kevinhickeylaw.com. Hickey and Hull Law Partners. Things are about to get better.
Happy birthday, dear Megan. Happy birthday to you.
Why did they have this party outside?
Who wants cake?
The mosquitoes are terrible. Let's get out of here. I'm getting eaten alive.
Mosquitoes sucking the life out of your party? Call Mosquito Joe for an effective, affordable solution for keeping your backyard bite and itch-free. Satisfaction guaranteed.
Visit arkansas.mosquitojoe.com for a free quote or call 479-202-9960.
Mom, everyone's leaving. This bites.
MosquitoJoe.com. Outside is fun again.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
This is Hog Reaction.
Underneath Mitchell, Ellis is open in the corner, three-pointer good.
Hog Reaction is presented by KC Insurance Partners. KC Insurance Partners, local people helping local people. Go to kcinsuranceharrison.com for more information.
Curious if we get an update about Jalen Graham and Keon Minifield's status for Tuesday night against Texas A&M. And again, Aggies have had a terrible week. They lose on the road to Vanderbilt by 1 and then just get whacked today in Tuscaloosa, Alabama. There is some other SEC basketball on today. We've got Arkansas baseball still in action right now as they're up pretty big on James Madison. But if you're still wanting to watch some college basketball today, you can do so with SEC action. The big one coming up in about 5 minutes when Kentucky will travel to the Jungle or at the Jungle. Auburn's an 8.5-point favorite, Matt. 8.5. Does that seem high to you for a Kentucky team that's ranked, even going into a hostile environment?
Yeah, 8.5 is that's a little much. But Auburn's playing well right now. A&M, I don't know if A&M is a to me, they don't really play basketball. I mean, they beat you up, and I think they've been found out a little bit. I don't know that they're really an NCAA tournament team. Same with Mississippi State. I don't think Mississippi State's really a legitimate NCAA tournament team. They might get in. They're one of those last four ends. I think Kentucky is. I think Auburn is. 8.5, Ty. Yeah, I'm not good about all that. If I was saying who do I think's going to win, I think Auburn's going to win the game. I don't know by how much.
Well, you brought up earlier, South Carolina's also had a bad week. They lose by 1 at home to LSU.
Woo.
At home to LSU in that one. That was not a game that I don't think the Gamecocks expected to lose at all whatsoever.
Fraudulent is what that's called.
Well, they go on the road. And listen, Auburn, as we spoke to earlier, is one of the best home court teams the last 3 or 4 years. Not just in the SEC, but college basketball. But for South Carolina to lose a home matchup against LSU, it's a bad look for Lamont Paris, who's still probably the coach of the year at this point, but they've got to get back on track. Alabama is still at the top of the SEC, and they are probably going to win the regular season title at 10-2. South Carolina and Auburn both at 9-3. We'll see how Auburn fares later on again against Kentucky in about 5 minutes or so, but that's kind of the setup for the SEC at this point. So, Matt, you were speaking to teams that might just get in the NCAA tournament. You give me a yes or no Final Four contention when I name the certain team. You think Alabama can contend for a Final Four?
You know what, Tom? I'm going to be honest with you. I haven't seen it from them yet. I haven't seen enough. I do like Grant Nelson, but I have not watched them play enough. So I'll have to reserve. That.
They're like Kentucky. They don't play any defense, man.
I don't know how good their guards are.
Yeah,
you know?
Sears is really good, but the other guys haven't really done it in like postseason plays.
Yeah.
You know how you get to that point. It's one thing to do in the regular season. It's one thing to do it in non-conference play. But then you play these like elite mid-major and college guards that have been around the block for 4 or 5 years.
A couple of them.
Yeah. That's the difficulty for a team like Alabama, who added some great pieces out of the portal, but their chemistry, while it looks great now, again, tournament time, it is a lot different at this point. We don't have football. It's kind of a bummer until August. I know a lot of people are bummed out to that point. Does y'all's basketball, do y'all still pay attention with Arkansas being what they are right now? Does your college basketball fandom go down in the NCAA tournament, or is it pretty much the same regardless of how Arkansas is playing?
Yeah, no, I'm always paying attention to the Razorbacks. There's no question about it. In March Madness, always a good vibe there. When you're going down the list, I'll just give you 3 teams I really think could make the Final Four in the SEC.
Okay.
And one might surprise you. Auburn and Tennessee. I think both those teams have the talent. They have the athletes. They have the guards. They have some inside. They got they got the proper pieces. My surprise team is Florida. I think Florida is a team that has a little depth in them, that if they get hot, they have athletics, they have some wing guys. I think that's a team that can make a run. I don't think South Carolina, you saw LSU out athletic them tonight. I just don't think they didn't shoot the three-pointer well today. They got found out a little bit. They're solid. Don't get me wrong. They play a great brand of basketball. Don't think they have the athletes to do it.
Well, we'll have to, we'll wait and see. March, they did put in the SEC tournament promo. Arkansas expected to play that Wednesday night of the SEC tournament. We'll see if they go 1-0 or if they just go 0-0 for down there in Nashville, or if they're able to actually win a game and maybe get another win or two down there at that point. So it's not as important, again, for what it usually is for Arkansas heading into the NCAA tournament, because they're not going to have those expectations based on how they have played at this point in time. And I tend to agree with you about Mississippi State. They and A&M kind of play the same way. It's just offensive rebound, missed shots, play a lot of defense. It's not an exciting brand of basketball whatsoever, but give them credit. They found kind of their niche, and they've been successful. Chris Jans has done a good job in Starkville at this point. And Arkansas, whether it's Chris Jans or Ben Howland, or I can't remember the coach prior to that, they have not had any success to Starkville to this point in time. And that wouldn't be a place, Matt, that you traditionally think you'd have a lot of difficulty winning, but last basically 10 years, you hadn't won a game there.
Yeah, no, I mean they're tough there. This it's this. If we could figure it out, Ty, we wouldn't have to work ever again. It is hard to win on the road, and I don't know what the magic formula is, but you see it week in, week out. It's almost like winning a game and a half. Anytime you can win a game on the road, you're really taking a step up in the SEC.
All right, we're going to take one more short break. We've got one more segment coming up here on Hog Reaction. So if you want to jump in, again, do so. 877-377-6963. It's Hog Reaction, presented by our friends at KC Insurance Partners. We'll also give you a baseball update coming up.
You're listening to Hog Reaction. Hog Reaction is presented by KC Insurance Partners. Go to kcinsuranceharrison.com for more information.
The tires on your vehicle go round and round, but when they don't, go to Van Alma Tire. They have tires in their name. That's their specialty. Van Alma Tire is all about tires. They have all the name brands and private labels available for you and in stock. So when it comes to getting tires for your ride, it's worth the drive. And financing is available. Ask for details. Whatever your tire need, check out Van Alma Tires on Highway 64 between Van Buren and Alma. Ready to get you rolling on new tires at Van Alma Tire.
What's on your to-do list today? Does it include looking for a new piece of heavy equipment? If so, come by and see us at Sharp Equipment today and explore our latest offers and deals as a Wacker Newson dealer. Whatever your day brings, whatever job it is you need to complete, Wacker Newson Equipment is up to the task, and Sharp Equipment is here to help. Stop in Central Hydraulics and see us at Sharp Equipment, located at 6104 Highway 271 South in Fort Smith, or give us a call at 479-242-1406.
Shop Metters Lumber True Value for great bargains of the month. Change the ambiance in your home with a 4-pack of GE's HD light bulbs for only $13.99. Pick up a 32-gallon Rubbermaid trash can for only $19.99. Be ready for emergencies with Slime Emergency Tire Sealant for only $5.99. Dirt and grime are nowhere to be found with Spray Away's Glass Cleaner for only $2.79 and Swiffer's Power Mop Starter Kit for only $27.99. Get these bargains of the month at Metters Lumber True Value.
This year, upgrade your home to safe, convenient, and energy-efficient natural gas from Arkansas Oklahoma Gas. Skip the prepayments and delivery issues, and enjoy the peace of mind knowing that your natural gas is always there when you need it. And we can help make converting your home easy and affordable too. For heating, hot water, cooking, and more, it's time to upgrade to safe, reliable, and energy-efficient natural gas. Visit AOGC.com to learn more. AOG, Energy for Life.
Hello, this is Sebastian County Assessor Zach Johnson here to remind you to assess your personal property by May 31st to avoid late penalty. You can do this in person at one of our 3 locations, over the phone, or online by going to www.countyservice.net. I would also like to remind any current homeowners or individuals buying their homes on contract to contact our office and check on your eligibility for the homestead tax credit. Contact us today to see if you qualify. The homestead tax credit can save you up to $425 off of your tax bill.
This ad sponsored by Sebastian County Assessor and paid for by Amendment 79.
At Shelter Insurance, we believe insurance should adjust to fit your needs. We work to design an insurance plan that's particular to you. Insurance that fits just right. And Shelter Insurance ranked #1 in customer satisfaction among auto insurers in the Central Region 5 out of the last 6 years by J.D. Power. Satisfied customers and a plan for you. Ready to check us out? For J.D. Power award information, visit jdpower.com/awards.
See Agent Jason Hill in Greenwood or Agent Wade Gilkey in Fort Smith.
1.9% financing for as long as 72 months right now at Harry Robinson, Salisaw Ford, 1 mile south of exit 308 off of I-40 in Salisaw. Hadn't seen 1.9 in a while and certainly hadn't seen it on 72 months.
Yes, and you know what else you haven't seen? The matching down payments with the special APR. So come down here and see us. We'll match your down payment up to $2,500. 72 months, 1.9 on the new F-150s. We've got plenty in stock to choose from. We've loaded up on this so that way that you have a selection. So get down here and see us. We've got the new inventory and we've got the pre-owned inventory. We've got the biggest selection that we've had since opening day. So come down here and see us.
You know, back to these F-150s at 1.9%. This is America's #1 truck. So you're getting the best deal on the best truck.
Yes, you know, hey, and we're the home of more for your trade. So why not get more money for the vehicle you're trading? Get locked in at a low APR right now. And all in all, just get a good deal.
Hey, it's all at Harry Robinson's Salisaw Ford, 1 mile south of exit 308 off of I-40 in Salisaw and online at harryrobinson.com.
This is Hog Reaction.
Underneath Mitchell, Ellis is open in the corner, three-pointer good.
Hog Reaction is presented by KC Insurance Partners. KC Insurance Partners, local people helping local people. Go to kcinsuranceharrison.com for more information.
We really appreciate Kevin and Ricky Cowan being a part of Hog Reaction all season long. They were part of some Arkansas game day coverage during football season, basketball coverage before you. So, again, if you need any health or life insurance need, go to kcinsuranceharrison.com for more information. Matt Jones, the Wolf Woolwitson. I'm Ty Richardson. This is our final segment here on Hog Reaction. And, again, we really appreciate you joining us on ESPN Arkansas and hitthatline.com. Baseball game is all but done. Is it concluded, Will? Didn't know if it was.
It is. It is over.
It is over.
Hogs win 15-5. Vahiva Aloy walks it off, I guess, if you want to call it that, to run rule James Madison in 8 innings.
Oh, you take that at that point. And sometimes when you're getting blown out, Matt, it's the merciful term to a certain extent. It's good for baseball-wise just to conclude a game, and I guess today was probably in the best interest of both parties for the game to just end an inning early, or half an inning early in this case.
Yeah, it's a marathon, not a sprint. It's so cold out there right now. Make sure everybody's healthy. No reason to hurt yourself. You get to run it back tomorrow. We're playing one tomorrow and Monday, so there's going to be plenty of baseball to go around. As far as the basketball team, Ty, I'm pleasantly surprised. I'm optimistic going forward. I think they can play well against A&M.
I mean, you get blown out by 29 on Valentine's Day against Tennessee, Matt, and you had no idea what team was going to walk into the hump in Starkville today. Yeah. And you saw a team that really shut out Mississippi State's best player in Tolo Smith. And I know that you had the Hubbard hit some shot, but he goes 6 for 18. So I know he hit that big three late.
Shooting,
he kept it. And Arkansas played pretty good defense on him. So the two best players for State did not shoot the basketball well. Tolu Smith only got up 6 shots during the course of that game, ended up in single digits, and then Hubbard, again, 33% from the field. So you did your job defensively. Your offense just failed you. And it's so – we've talked about this. So Musk always talks about these NBA sets and identities and a lot of stuff they run, but you don't have NBA really talent on this team. And I think that's, again, an aspect of this. You can run NBA sets when you have Anthony Black, Jordan Walsh, Nick Smith, like last year, and Ricky Council, who we're seeing. Then 2 years ago, you can do it with guys like Stanley Amude. I know J.D. Note is not an NBA player, but he's a professional basketball player in some capacity. And then you had Moses Moody and Jalen. This team does just not have, I don't know if it's worthy for me to say it's going to sniff an NBA roster, but there's no one that you're sold on that will play basketball at the next level. But you're still, again, it looks like running some NBA stuff in these different offensive stuff.
This is back-to-back years where your so-called best player gets hurt, and so you're kind of changing things on the fly. I think last year when the season started, it was going to be run through Nick Smith. I think this year, to an extent, it was supposed to be run through Trevin Brazile. And what they're doing now is it seems like the last – I don't know, and I go back and keeps calling it his 24th birthday, but it seems like they're running it through Mitchell right now, and he makes a basketball play. I've been really impressed with his last string of games. I'd like to see Blocker getting on the floor a little bit more. I think he could have helped in that rebound situation. Landon plays bigger than what he is. Devo, hitting 2 big threes for us. You think Davenport? I love Davenport's shot, man. I really do. 0 for 3. He hits one of those. It's just a different game. Khalif battles so much better when he plays downhill like he did tonight. I thought he was dominant at times. But 0 for 4 from 3. You keep thinking one of those is going to fall. And L as well. I mean, 3 of 17, just not good enough. Got to make more basketball plays.
Yeah, and again, I think they're going to keep feeding Mekhi Mitchell. But you mentioned something we really hadn't gotten to at this point. Trevin Brazile, not playing again today. I keep asking the question: are we going to see him the rest of the way? And I hear you during halftime. you don't think he's going to play a single second.
As soon as he missed 5 games, is this his 5th game in a row?
I think it might be 6, Matt.
Because what happens at this time of the year, you're going to lose a step. You don't really come back healthy. You don't come back sharp. We saw it last year with Nick Smith. A guy that's super talented, just as good as basketball player as there is, never caught back up with the guys that were going in motion. I think it's really tough when you miss this many games in a row this late in the season. If he comes back, first of all, he has to go through you have to practice. Some coaches won't let you back until you go through a full practice, so I don't know how it goes, but you want him to be healthy and happy. There could be a scenario where he's an Arkansas Razorback next year.
I wonder for him going through that, and I'm not in I'm not in that locker room, Matt. There's going to be turnover. Will, you made a great point earlier that every single front court player is out of eligibility. No Chandler Lawson, no Jalen Graham, and no Mekhi Mitchell next year. Not because they won't choose to come back, but they're not going to come back because they can't. They are legitimately out of NCAA eligibility. And I wonder for guys like Trevin, or you mentioned Layden Blocker, some of these guys that will have the opportunity to come back if they choose to do so. And then on the other side, Matt, does the coaching staff, including Muss, want them back for another year, or is he just going to go full out 13, 15 new dudes next year?
Well, I think Bay Fall's a guy that in the front court that you see him a little bit. I'd like to see him on the floor a little bit more. But, yeah, I mean, I'm a Blocker fan, too. I think he's going to be back being in that guard. You got to get – I mean, you want some stretch guys that can shoot a little bit. Bay's going to be a defensive force. I think you have that if you can catch him up basketball wise, get his basketball awareness, his basketball IQ, being in the right spots, being comfortable. I think you'll see him blossom a little bit next year.
I hope so. He's a guy like 6'10", 6'11" that has some shooting ability.
Yeah, if he can figure out that pick and roll, you can. He's more athletic. Where with Mitchell, you can't really lob it to the rim. Mm-hmm. You know, you can play through him. But with Bay, I think you would be able to lob things more to the rim. And then even if you go and miss it, he's following and getting that offensive board.
Mitchell a lot of times comes down. He finishes, but it's like very much on the floor and stuff like that.
And Lawson's a below the rim player.
Yeah, below the rim player at this point in time. So again, there's so many things that will happen in the next month or so with this basketball team post SEC tournament, and how Eric Musselman decides to shake some things out to this point will be interesting to do. So hopefully when we do some postseason baseball shows, we aren't in this similar situation, because I know that again, a 3-conference win team hasn't been the most fun to watch or talk about to this point. But again, they showed some resolve. They showed that they are not done. And maybe they can, again, sweep A&M for the season series come Tuesday night. It's another quick turnaround, man. Wednesday night, you played late at 8 o'clock against Tennessee. You played an early game at 1 against Mississippi State. And now you play an early road game Tuesday night at 6 in College Station. So really, you think about the time in between games, SEC did not do you any favors there.
Hey, let's go back and wash this taste out of your mouth. That's right. I was really impressed with how hard the Hogs fought after taking it on the chin at home to a really good Tennessee team. I thought we matched up well. We played A&M already. We know what they're going to do. We know what they're about. The A&M knows their identity. We know who they're going to run. Their 2 offensive guys who they're going to run the game through. Let's go get it. Let's go out there and play, have fun. Whoever's healthy, who's ever available. I thought that was a good by these guys, that you had a couple guys get hurt. Next man up.
Next man up. Yep, and that's a good way to look at it. Again, don't know about Jalen Graham's status. Don't know about Keon Minifield's status. Hopefully we'll get an update that prior to the game come Tuesday night. Well, that's going to do it for us here on Hog Reaction, presented by our friends at KC Insurance Partners. If you missed any of the show and you want to go back and listen, our Hog Reaction podcast will be up shortly on the Hit That Line podcast network, on hitthatline.com, and also wherever you listen to podcasts. So for former Razorback basketball player and quarterback Matt Jones, for Will the Wolf Woodson, I'm Ty Richardson. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. We'll be back talking Hogs in these chairs at 6 a.m. Monday morning.
You're listening to Hog Reaction. Hog Reaction is